is the Knitting Through podcast. It is the Knitting Through podcast because we knit through all the things. We knit through the anxiety, we knit through the joy, we knit through sadness, we knit through grief, all the things we knit through. So today is August 2nd, 2025, and I am feeling a little bit out of it. Some brain fog has got me and I'm very tired, but I really did want to sit down today. It's a Saturday afternoon and the husband has taken the kids to the park as they usually do while I need to do a podcast. And I'm just really thankful for that space and time. I made a list. Oh, it's over here. I made a list of all my current whips. Oh my goodness. And yeah, this notepad that I got in the Knitting Nakabi, which box was it? One of the Gothic literature boxes. I absolutely love it. And I often say I'm not a spooky gal, like that's just not my vibe. But this with like the little checklist and the other part you can write and the other part you can write on. Oh my gosh. That green part was me showing my kids how you can sharpen a crayon just by like doing the side. And me and my dry brushed curls are just like living life right now. I need to reset them, but there was no time to do that before this. So we're just coming to you fresh faced and frizzy haired, and it's not even frizzy. It's just not, you know, if you have like wavy / curly hair, you know what it is. You know what it's like. So, first off, on the list, I finished a scrunchie for my husband. He asked for one for his birthday. His birthday was in July, and he rarely asks me for any knitwear ever. And so if he does ask me for something, I make a point to make it, and I try to make it in a timely fashion. Even though knitting is a slow craft, I try to make it in a timely fashion so that he is encouraged to ask for more things. And he wears it all the time. In fact, he's wearing it right now, so I'm going to have to put a picture up of it. It is a free pattern that I like a lot. I held fingering weight double for it. It's a yarn that he picked out when we were at a yarn shop in California. He's from California, and so he really liked this one. In fact, it reminds me of how they talk about the Golden Hills in California and how yellow and pretty they are. And so, yeah, he really likes this one. There's enough there that I might be able to make another one. And my sister-in-law was asking me if she could try one. So I'll probably use the rest of this to make one for her. Yeah, I think it would look nice. That is the My Yak yarn. I don't remember the colorway name. I wasn't able to find the tag for it, but it's called My Yak. And so that blend is 50% baby yak and 50% silk. And I think that that's a wonderful blend for hair accessories. If you're not going to be able to do like 100% silk, oh no, I'm losing things. That's a great alternative. The second thing that I finished is one of the Christmas stockings. So this is the first one that I finished. Oh, it's just so good. It's so cute. And this is the second one that I finished. And these are in the colors that were requested by my sister. So this is the white and blue one is hers. The green and blue one is my brother-in-law's. And then I started another one. So we're going to be getting into works in progress now. I started this one, which is red and green. And then the last one is going to be red and white, like candy cane style. So, I am loving this together. These colors are great. So for this Christmas stocking project, my sister chose white and blue. The two boys chose red and green and red and white. And then she asked her husband, like, would it be okay if you just had like the other combination of colors, blue and green? And he was like, yeah, that'd be great. So I have the blue that I actually am not needing anymore since I used the two stockings that used that here. And this is Knitting Nakabi's DK in the colorway Cookie Monster. It is so soft and good. I love it so much. Yeah, Merino DK in Cookie Monster. And I think oh, there's those scissors I was looking for. Fantastic. I think I only had, oh no, maybe I did use 2 of them because there's another one in here. So I used a whole skein and then something else here. Yes, I remember now. Yeah. So it was a bit over 100 grams for the 2 stockings since I used one blue as one of the contrast colors and blue as one of the main colors. So that's good. But there's obviously a lot left there. So you wouldn't need 2 entirely full skeins to be able to do that. And then the other ones are all Let Lopey yarns. So this one is a light gray. That's literally what the colorway name is light gray. And I love the heathered bits in it. That's good. And then these 2 are the ones I'm working from now. This one is, the green one is color 1706. And the red one is color 9431, which I think is brick red. I can't remember the actual name of this one. Oh no, there's something stuck on that. Oh, I hate that when I find things stuck to my supplies. Anyway, I bought 100 grams of each of these. Well, no, 150, I guess. Maybe? What? How strange. Oh, I think I've already used one of these up for the blue and green ones. So I did get 150 grams for each color. And I think it takes about 50 for it being a contrast color, or maybe, but more than 50 if it's the main color. I actually haven't weighed them at all. So this is what I have left for the last one, and it is going to be the contrast color, and I'm going to be doing the cuff and the heel and the toe in this red because this one is going to have it all in the green there. It's really lovely. The chart repeats are really fun, very rhythmic, as you can see, to just get this kind of chevron pattern. I've been messing with, and so when I fold over the top like this, it kind of, you can see all of this color work, but once it's blocked, right, I can make it stay right there. And oh, so nice. And it has worked with these that I finished when I blocked them, the cuffs just stay folded over. I'm going to be doing a little bit of, and I think this is interesting, just the way that it's different. Like my tension was a little bit different, I think, because this came out the same in the color work, but these cuffs are 2 different sizes. That's okay. The color work came out differently for, sorry, let me try again. So when I did the heel flap and gusset here, I tried to, I don't know, the color work as you go down, you can see that the chevron gets kind of mixed up here. I tried to make it, I don't know, it's kind of like almost candy cane stripey instead when I get back down to my original stitch count. And that actually, I feel like someone who isn't into color work wouldn't really it wouldn't really bother them. So I asked my sister if for the next one, and then for this one, I tried to actually make it so that it would meet back up exactly, but it didn't at all. I don't know why with the stitch counts I ended up with like half of a chevron. So I'm going to do it with the same way I did this one for the other two, because I asked her, like, I don't know why I didn't think about doing a I don't know why I can't remember the name of it. Earth Tones Girl has this amazing tutorial for it. The heel. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's this heel that is a short row heel that is pretty grand, and Earth Tones Girl does a fabulous tutorial for it. And of course, with that, the color work wouldn't need to change at all. But the pattern itself has a heel flap and gusset construction. And honestly, once I got to the chart, it kind of said, now pick up in pattern. But of course, picking up in pattern means that this is not going to be like in pattern. Anyway, with the decreases and everything. So it's okay. I'm figuring it out. I asked her if she would like me to do that heel instead, so that the color work for her sons would be, you know, more uniform. And she said, as a person who doesn't like knit, it would be more noticeable to her that the heels on the boys were different than for the color work to just be like kind of side by side like that. So I'm going to continue on with this plan. I think I'm just going to do it the same way I did for the first one with the last two, because I think it looks better than the second one, and we'll do that. Okay, I have not touched my Go-Go Dynamo shawl except to pick up stitches on the other side of the shawl. That's all I did. So it's still in the basket. I've done a few rounds on Jack's socks because they're in my bag. I carry them with me everywhere. But it's a black sock with a few more rounds on it. So I left those in my bag. I am going to need to focus on those this month because my daughter's birthday is this month, and I'm going to be casting on a pair of socks for her as well, because that's what I do. I cast on birthday socks for my kids, and I don't like having multiple socks for them. Like, I almost said flailing. That's not it. Just not wandering. What am I looking for? See, this is what I mean. I'm having a day. I don't like having multiple socks on the needles for my kids for their birthdays, because then I have to finish them. And and I already had that. I already had a couple on the needles for a while for my youngest too. And so I don't want to do that again. The next whip is my Leela top. Okay, so I've kind of made a little headway on this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I need some input from you guys, please. I've got I took this on my trip to California earlier in the month, and really did make some progress on it. So where I was before is where this little stitch marker is. So I was able to get, I don't know, quite a few inches done on it, and I tried it on, and for it to fit me correctly, I did these little I-cord straps, right? But then for it to fit me correctly, it has to, because the underarm was like way down, right? Which I guess is fine, but I wanted the option to wear a bra with it if I wanted to, and it not just be like out there, right? Who knows? Maybe I will not pretty often, but this is like, I wanted it to fit like here, right? And for it to do that, I had to tie these I-cords like way up top. So it's actually just stitching these corners together. So I might cut the I-cords off because they're not, I had to attach them. They're not like part of another part of the garment that I was continuing. I just picked up stitches and then did it and then seamed it on. So I might cut those off and then just sew these corners together, and it'll be a little more seamless, because I feel like these knots are going to bother me. At first I was just like, you know what, I could just do this and then it would fit and then it'd be cute, and they are cute, it's fine, but I think it's going to bother me. So I think I'll cut those off and just stitch the corners together. So it's just a lot of stockinette and some purl ridges here, and you can see where it's kind of, you can see where it's not been blocked. Like down here it hasn't been blocked, but I did block this before the armholes when I was stitching the back, when I was doing the back, and you can kind of tell because the front of this stays up way better than the back does. This just curls right over. I think I'm gonna keep knitting. I was hoping that I could make it kind of cropped and that I wouldn't have to knit more of it, but I think I am just gonna keep knitting. I have this, I'm into the second skein now. I can't remember, I should have put a little stitch marker for where that colorway started. You would think it would be like where this seems to get darker, but I think that's actually because this has been blocked and this hasn't. So maybe it got a little washed out. I did not alternate these skeins, and they are not, there's no line or anything on here from where the first one starts or the first one ends and the second one begins, which is really nice. And then this underneath the armhole is fun, where it's just stockinette down there. So I have quite a bit left of it to do. I'm hoping to get more of it done. I really did just bring this and I think I had cast on a cuff of a sock while I was there, but that was the only other thing for that. And then I had one other thing that I was working on. So I really only worked on 2 things during the trip. And there was a lot of travel time, and there was a lot of driving and a lot of sitting and talking. And so that was fun. Oh, the other one I brought was the stocking. That was the other project I brought because I wanted to be able to finish it this month. So that one got finished. This one got quite a bit put on it, which is great. Where's the marker? I would say that's like 4 inches, 4.5, something like that. So I'm going to keep going. Right now, it's definitely like above my belly button, but I'm going to keep trying it on and keep trying things, because it definitely is, it has really short ribbing on it, essentially just to make sure it doesn't curl. I have been thinking about getting to like my, where my pants would normally sit, like high-waisted pants and a skirt would normally sit, and splitting it, doing kind of a split hem situation there, but I have not committed to that. So I'm still thinking about it. I'm not sure about that, but I really love this colorway. I think it's so pretty. So pretty. This color came in an advent from Magpie Fibers. I really love it. It's very nice. It reminds me of peacock feathers. As I've been embracing like just my hair and the way that the color that it is, it's obviously like very gray and very white, and so I've been growing it out for maybe 3 years ish. I have the itch now to do something to it, like do a big chop or something. I don't know. But I actually do like the ability to just toss it on top of my head. So that's nice. We'll see. We'll see what tickles my fancy at some point. But as I've been kind of reassessing my colors, because I used to have really, really dark, like what's back here, really, really dark hair. And the colors that I used to seeing like around my face for my hair and my clothes and the way they go together are quite different now, like what I think looks nice, than what it looked like when I had this dark brunette hair. So I think this looks really nice. I think it goes, like, it's a good color choice. Yeah? Okay, next is the Porter cardigan. I got another chart repeat done on this baby. It's getting longer. It's so cablelicious. It's so beautiful. This is for my father. It's knit in pieces and sewn together. So I'm debating whether I want to, I know I want to knit the front in pieces like it says, but I'm debating whether I want to just knit the sleeve in the round until I'm done with like the shoulder part and then attach it, or like just, I don't know why I would do that. It would be easier to knit the sleeve not attached to the sweater. But if the sleeve is knit flat, I'm probably gonna modify my process to knit it in the round. And I kind of wish I had the bandwidth to knit the entire body of the sweater just back and forth. I realize that people do these things in pieces for several reasons, and some of it is even structural integrity. But I think that just being able to knit it all at once is fantastic. But obviously with all my stitch markers here and how many cables there are here, that might be a lot for my brain to handle anyway. I've really had a good time with it. I really am looking forward to being able to focus on it more. I want to finish my November jacket, so that's kind of off my needles and I can focus more on this. Will be my first garment focus after that. And I'm realizing, like, if I keep doing only one chart a month, right, only one chart repeat a month, I need to be at 5 repeats to get to the armhole decreases. So that puts me like in October to be like starting to decrease on this thing. And I'm hoping I can get it finished in January for my dad. I've had it on the needles for over a year. I keep putting it down for long stints of time. I really do enjoy working on it. But one of the things that I think I'm going to do is start working on the things that I used to do this kind of rhythm where I would do like a section of certain projects that I felt like had a timeline, and then on the weekend I would just, you know, hyper focus on a couple of projects that I was really enjoying. And so I might bring that rhythm back again for this so that I can make a little more progress, a little more headway in a timely fashion. I am going to, once I finish what I think is the right measurement for him, I am going to block this, even though it's got a lot of acrylic in this blend. It also has a lot of wool in the blend. So I was just going to block it and then put it up to his actual back and say, like, hey, is this where you like your sweater to sit, like on your body, on where the bottom is? And because if he's like, actually I like it to be just a tad longer, you know, then I'll do like maybe another half of a chart repeat or something before I start doing the armhole decreases. And I think that'll be nice too, because the last time he and I talked about this was over a year ago, and I wonder if he's like, she's just all talk, you know, she's all talk, no substance. I really am enjoying it. If it was the only thing on my docket, I think I would just be having a grand old time. But I'm feeling like this is the part where I have to reassess, because when I start feeling pressure around my making, I start getting real rebellious, which doesn't even make sense because I'm in charge of my making and it is for me. And so it's silly. One of the things that I'd really like, that I'm feeling a little bit of pressure around, is the Leela top. I would like to get it done before the summer is over, because more than once I've put a summer garment in hibernation and then halfway through the winter pulled it out because I wanted to use the yarn for something else, or I thought, I'm never going to finish that, I don't like it anymore. I do like this one, and I think if I get it to the point where it's like over halfway down the tank, I'm not going to pull it out. I'll always feel like I need to finish it. And since it's mostly stockinette in the round, I think I'm gonna try and figure out a way to get it to be something I work on in the evening, because the thing that I work on in the evening is usually the thing that gets most progress on it. Speaking of the thing that I've made the most progress on, this is the November jacket by Petite Knit. It is so wonderful. Oh, look at that. Wow, look at that. Oh, I love the color. Every time I see it on the camera, I'm like, wow, that looks great. Even though I see it in real life all the time. But for some reason, the contrast looks even better on the camera. As you can see, I finished this whole sleeve. And the funny part about that is that I thought maybe the sleeve, I wouldn't have to knit the sleeves as long as the pattern said. But I actually knit them about 1/2 inch further than the pattern said, which is funny to me. But this is going to be just such a cozy, even now while I have it like on my body, I am warmer and it feels nice. And I love having things to cover my back in the fall and the winter. I am this younger person who has a grandma inner body, I guess. I don't know. I love having something over my back on chillier days. And this Nutidance, it's like it really is. Unspun yarn is like no other thing. Like whether you're using Let Lopi, whether you're using Nutidin, whether you're using some other unspun thing, it's just so unlike any other superwash experience. It's so warm. It's so good. Oh, I love it. So on this side, on this sleeve, I have to get to the end of this round, and then I will be able to do the double knit cuff, and then the sleeves will be entirely done. So I have this much left here, and then I also have this plate left. This is the last plate I have of this colorway. It's called Flama Karen, and I did not factor in that brioche eats up way more yarn than any other, regular stitch, which is, same as I think half fisherman's rib and stuff like that. You're going through the same row twice to be able to complete that little, to be able to build on it. And so I have this one left. I haven't balled this one up yet. I might use a little bit. I might ball up a little bit of it if I need it to finish the cuff on the sleeve there, which is entirely possible. I might need that. But I'm going to leave most of it not balled up because I want to ball it up with the yarn that is coming to finish it. So I've been looking all over for more of this colorway. There are so many people on Ravelry who have it, but like it says that it's not for sale. It's just in their stash, right? So I didn't want to be like, messaging a ton of people and be like, but are you serious? But what if I bought it, even though you say it's not for sale? Which is like awkward and uncomfortable. It's a stranger, right? Messaging you about like how they want your yarn. Anyway, I did message one person and say like, hi, I see that you have this in your stash. I've looked everywhere and I don't know what to do. I'm halfway through this garment and like, it's silly, right? It's so stereotypical that, there's like, they're running out of yarn halfway through a garment thing. And I said, if you are willing to sell it, I'd be willing to trade you like another colorway that you don't have, or I could pay for it. And she messaged me back and I was so grateful because I didn't realize that Honor Rock Hair has their own like brick and mortar shop. And so they will send you like a picture of what they have in stock there. and you can buy it. And so I did. I was able to get more of this, and it's coming in the mail, and I'm so excited. So I'm going to keep working on this until I either run out of what I have balled up, or if I need some of this to finish the cuff on the sleeve, I'm going to finish that and then just leave this so that I can double it up with the yarn that's coming. I don't think there's going to be a huge color discrepancy, but I thought it would be a good idea to just wait and ball those up together so that it would, if there is even the, you know, tiniest shade difference, it wouldn't be noticeable at all since I'm holding this double. So that's the plan for that. I really am excited about it because I, number one, made all these, I have like these ends for stitches that I dropped. So like I pulled that in, and there's another one back here. I need to cut those, but I am so excited about it. I was kind of weirded out by the back at first because the back sits a little, like the collar sits lower on the back than I anticipated, but I think it's going to be nice. I think the whole thing's going to be nice. One of my favorite things that I've done is make wool garments that are lined in flannel. Like, oh, it's the coziest thing ever. So wearing a flannel shirt and then this over the top of it, oh, it's going to be fantastic. I just know it is. I've been so excited about this the whole time. And granted, it's not moving quickly, but I'm okay with that. I'm like the couple of sweaters that I made 2 years ago that I finished in July are my favorite things. I wear them all the time. I'm pretty picky about what I choose to keep for myself. So sometimes if I make a sweater and I think, you know what, this doesn't have as much ease as I would like it to have, I'm going to give it to my sister who's a little bit smaller than me, or I'm going to give it to, you know, my sister who's a little bit bigger than me. And because we have all these varying shapes and sizes, and that's wonderful. So I'm still, there's actually a vest that I made last year. I made it into a cardigan, and then I frogged the cardigan entirely. And then I made that into a vest, a brioche vest, and I still am not convinced that I like that. So I might be giving that away. When the fall hits, I kind of reassess and think like, is this something I want to keep? Do I really want to keep this? I'm still thinking about whether or not I could do like a tie situation with that vest and make it the way that I want it to be, but I'm still thinking about it. So once I have that sleeve cuff done, I don't know how much I'll be able to get done on the November jacket next month because it just kind of all depends on how quickly the yarn gets here. It is coming from Sweden, so it might take a second, which is totally fine. In fact, getting yarn in the mail, anticipating yarn in the mail is one of my favorite things, so it'll be just fine. Next, I'll show you some of the things I got done for my blanket. So I've had this guy done for quite a while, and it's gonna be a blanket that's kind of like a English paper piecing style crochet blanket, and I'm gonna piece it together with like white hexagons that connect these kind of little crochet flowers. So this is the same hexagon from the Summer Fade Hexie blanket, which I've made before, and I really enjoy making them. They're pretty fun. And I finished the blue one that I was working on last time. All of these ends are not weaved in at all, but I finished the blue one, and then I finished the red one, and then I finished another blue one because I had this one made up, but I didn't have anything attached to it. So I just took some leftovers from other projects and made it all blue. I have one more lone hexie that I think is going to be the center of one of the flowers. And I think I'm going to use these last minis from that Advent from Sweet Georgia Fibers. Oh no. Oh no. I'm tangled. I think these would look nice attached to that, so I'm going to do that. I just need to find 4 more that'll work. And then this is the main skein of something else I'm doing right now. But I have these tiny scraps of all the other colors, and I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with them yet. I might put them in the scrappy socks I'm working on right now. I might make a whole new pair of socks with them. I'm not sure. And have like a main color and just have those be like stripes down it. I'm not sure. Still thinking. We'll do the first project first and then think about it. One of the things that I've been trying to manage are like leftovers and scraps. So I just have these 64 stitch circumference socks on the needles, and I'm using the Hermione's Everyday stitch pattern for them. I just really think that's a kind of waffly, cute pattern, stitch pattern. It just has these little pearl bumps in it in sequence. So I have this one, I have this one. They're going to be scrappy socks that do not match. I have a bunch of scraps in here. I have some that are like self-striping bits. I have some that are kind of bigger leftovers from things. And then I have a couple that are just little. They're just these little bits to put in. So I'm still, you know, with each new color that I'm adding, I'm kind of looking at it and seeing how I want it to be. It's going to be a very fly by the seat of your pants situation, but I really love these colors. A lot of the leftovers in this are from my Summer Fade Hexie blanket from last year. So that is fun to revisit those colors. I might put the Sweet Georgia Advent scraps in that, but because they have sparkle in them, I'm not sure if I want to do that or not. I'm still contemplating that. The last thing that I've been working on is just a sock. It isn't even a pair of socks yet. It's just one sock, and it's been fun to work with because I've just been kind of experimenting with it. And with this yarn, I got this when we were off in California together, and I really like the self-striping part of it. I think you say it Unique by Earth Yarns. It's a unique sock kit by Earth Yarns, so you can kind of see the other one there, and they're supposed to match. So that is what it's supposed to look like when they're done. But honestly, there's like this really bright raspberry color in there and almost like a chartreuse color next to it. And when I was doing when I cast it on from the middle, and I thought I would want that because I really liked these colors, and I thought I would want them up, like if they're that long, I would want them up near the top of my leg. But the part of my socks that I see the most are the toes. And that's the part that's kind of funny about it, is functionally, usually it doesn't even really matter what side you're using. It's just about what you prefer. And I like these colors way better to look at every day. I've kept this knit up because eventually I am going to be, you know, pulling on it and unraveling it. But unraveling this and then rewinding it just seemed like a big chore to me. So I've just been putting this on the bottom, and this is, you know, pulling off around the top. That's been how I've been doing it. One of the things also was I really liked choosing the 2x2 rib for the top of the foot, but I forgot to do my tread heavy ball of the foot on here. I haven't done toe up socks in a really long time. And so I totally spaced it, but I did do it. I have started here where there's the little, I don't know if you can even see it. I've only done a few rounds of it where there's like a slip stitch thing going on right here, because obviously I just finished the toe. So we're going to be going round and round on this. I don't know if it will see much love this month. I might actually just put it away for a little while. I'm going to be prioritizing in August and September different projects, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about, because I usually do a little segment on what I've been reading and how that's been going. And I'm reading all the same books, but I have been reading so many that I'm not getting, it's like having so many whips that you barely get anything done, right? So I've been reading bits and pieces of these books, and I'm almost done with a couple of them, but I will share those with you next time. What I want to do, because I know that as the knitting new year comes around, I feel like the autumnal equinox is the knitting new year for everybody. Like, there's fresh energy around everything. So many people are like wanting to go through their whips and be like, should I frog or finish all of these things? And that it's just an exciting time, right? And I can feel it already coming, like, for me. And it's August 2nd. So I think I want to prioritize what would make me feel more free around some things. In August, I'm gonna try to finish the stocking. I'm actually going to try to finish both of them. I'm going to try to finish both of them. And I'm going to try to finish Ned's socks that I've been putting off. I need to do the surgery around the cuff on these and then knit up the rest of that yarn so the leg's a little bit longer. And those will be good. And then I'm going to finish Jack's socks so that I can get a move on Jane's. Thankfully, her birthday is the 22nd, so I have a while before I need to cast those on. So I can feel the finishing energy coming to me. I know that I want to get a bunch of things that are close to being done finished so that I'll have more space come, autumnal equinox, come October mystery knit along shawl time with Stephen West. I even saw the sock along that's happening right now and almost bought it and cast it on. And I haven't even finished the pair of socks from last year that I started and are still in a bag by my chair. So I have several things that I haven't touched in a while. And I have several things that are kind of far away from being finished, but I also have quite a few things that I could finish if I just set them in front of me. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to kind of put everything in the whip cart that I don't want to focus on in August, and everything that I do want to focus on in August, go put out in the open in my house so that I see it and want to work on it. That's the whole system that has worked for me this year around paring down last year's whips. And I am going to count right now. I think 6 of these are from last year, which isn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be better than that. But if I follow my goals for this month, it will be less than 6 from last year. So that'll be good too. We're just going to try and manage the brain fog. Just knit through the brain fog too. And we'll be fine. We'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll all be grand. Well, I think I'm going to go finish that cuff on the November jacket. That way I can set it aside until the rest of the yarn comes. That's all I have today. Please let me know what you were doing while you're watching the podcast, or if you made it to the end, or whatever else you want to tell me. I will see you next time. Bye.